Hello, my name is Stephen Cooper, Co-Chair of the Social Mobility Commission. This year's State of the Nation represents the third and final State of the Nation of this current Commission. And it's groundbreaking in two ways. One is it has the first data points of the pandemic, the once-in-a-generation issue that we've all lived through over the past 16 months or so. And secondly, it also includes data on all four nations of the United Kingdom. First of all, we should applaud the government for the groundbreaking efforts they've done to get the nation through the pandemic, and we urge them to do the same thing to improve social mobility with our recommendations, which I'll come on to in a moment. But first, what are the data points telling us? We see that every critical measure of low social mobility, that's child poverty, income inequality, access to stable housing, unemployment for young people, and gaps in school attainment, was poor prior to COVID. And even though it had been improving, it was poor, and now COVID is threatening to make each of those factors worse. Nearly 1 in 3 children lives in poverty, with damaging implications for future social mobility. Children from poor backgrounds have worse health and educational outcomes, reduced development, and ultimately worse social mobility. There are already signs that attainment gaps between advantaged and disadvantaged children are getting wider, and the gap between disadvantaged pupils and others is now up to 7 months. Young people have even more susceptible to job losses, with an 8.7% drop in paid work for working class men aged 16 to 24. As we come out of the pandemic, we have tremendous opportunity for the government, employers, educators, communities to rescue the next generation from long-term hardship. The Commission has outlined 7 pillars for recovery. First, promoting equal outcomes for people living in underinvested places, not just strategies that improve places generally. Second, improving poverty and living standards by making benefits more generous and accounting for different sized households. Third, higher pay and better career structures for the early years workforce, which is so critical to the development of our future generations. Fourth, bigger focus on long-term deprivation in education. 5, increasing apprenticeships for those from disadvantaged backgrounds. 6, ensuring employers measure social diversity of their workforce and focus on career progression. And 7, improving digital access and skills, which is so critical going forwards. The government has shown some real courage in getting the nation through COVID, and we hope the government will listen to these 7 pillars and recommendations and improve social mobility.